Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Triple P, where we explore people, places, and palettes. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am to be in the town of ALBEROBELLO. We flew in here from Barcelona to the Bari airport and took a cab. We're actually now checking in at the Trulli family B&B.
Benvenuti ad ALBEROBELLO.
Now, behind me, you'll see the Trulli, and for those of you who don't know much about it, first of all, singular, it's called Trullo, plural, it's called Trulli. They're found all around the Istrian Valley, but they're mostly condensed here in ALBEROBELLO. Now, very interestingly, in terms of how they came to be, farmers use them as temporary field sheds. Now, the reason why I'm stressing on temporary is because they wanted to dismantle them very easily, especially when tax officers used to come to collect taxes. So this is a really smart way to evade them. Okay, we're gonna check in, I'm gonna show you around the Trullo, and then we're gonna go explore ALBEROBELLO. Let's go. A flip-out bathroom. First up, let's head north to the Trullo Sovrano, the largest Trullo in ALBEROBELLO and the only two-story Trullo in town, recognized as a national monument since 1923. It was built around 1797 by the wealthy family of the priest Cataldo Perta, paid €2 to enter and see the original furnishings from the 19th century, artifacts and historical pieces providing a glimpse of life during this period. There has been a definite care in how these pieces have been put together. You can just imagine how people lived, cooked, cleaned, stored food and water, and went about their business. Just a few paces ahead, you will find the unmissable Basilica, built in 1885 and dedicated to the twin saints Cosmas and Damian. Legend has it that they were born in the Arabian Peninsula in the 3rd century AD and lived in Asia Minor, the territory of Turkey now. They were called saints without money because they treated all people, poor and rich, and never took a dime for it. Unfortunately, they were executed by Emperor Diocletian. Once you've had a chance to explore the Basilica, head straight up the road towards the old town. On the way there, make a quick stop at La Bottega del Gelato because come on, what is better than a delicious homemade gelato in the sweltering heat? It has a 4.8-star rating online and people say it is the most popular gelato place in town, with a queue stretching out onto the street on most days. Head on further, walking past both the fountain and church of St. Lucia to find yourself at one of the most beautiful panoramic points overlooking the bustling and most visited area of ALBEROBELLO called Rione Monti, home to over 1,000 Trulli. If you want to grab yourself a quick bite before heading into the maze of Trulli, then I suggest you ALBEROBELLO's most famous sandwich called Pasqualino from La Lira Focacceria, made up of tuna fish, capers, salami, and cheese. It was invented by a grocer called Pasquale del Erba in the mid-1960s and became famous after he began rustling it up for a small group of his 4 friends who would meet regularly in front of his shop. Today, you can go into any deli, bakery, or cafe in ALBEROBELLO, ask for un Pasqualino per favore, and they will know exactly what to make. Okay guys, so behind me is the Siamese Trullo, and there's an interesting legend behind it. It says that there were 2 brothers living inside it and they both fell in love with the same woman. She ended up choosing the younger brother, and because of that they ended up creating a wall right in between, and yeah, it's the only Siamese Trullo in town, but unfortunate legend. One of the things you would have noticed is that the streets of Rione Monti are lively and packed with souvenir shops. Not surprising that everyone wants to take back a piece of this magical place. Head on over to the corner of Via Duca d'Aosta and Via Mont San Michele to buy something from officially the smallest Trullo in Alberobello, il Trullo più piccolo di Alberobello in Italian. Talking about small things, just a few paces down you will find a shop called ALBEROBELLO in Miniatura, basically ALBEROBELLO in miniature. Walk all the way back to find a handmade giant model of the Rione Monti area. There is no entrance fee involved, but of course, donations are appreciated. Exploring and shopping, if you're wondering where to go to grab some bites to eat, I can't recommend more highly the Trulli Puglia wine bar with a 4.8 star rating. You can sit outside on a cluster of wine barrels or head on down to the basement to their 500-year-old cellar. Whether you are interested in local cheeses and chutneys, cured meats, wine tastings, or even fresh focaccia, this place is a winner. It isn't very large, but definitely has an abundance of character.
Hi, these are local taralli.
Taralli?
Okay, these tarallis are classic taralli. Okay, this taralli with red onion and green taralli with cima di rapa. Cima di rapa is a local vegetable from ALBEROBELLO.
Hungry just yet and would much prefer grabbing a drink with some great panoramic views instead, then I suggest you buy Rione Monti. From here, you can not only see the Trulli extending out, but other landmarks including the Basilica. Nice place to unwind, enjoy the breeze and views. Stop within the Rione Monti area, head up to the highest point where you will find a Trullo top church called the Church of Saint Anthony of Padua, built by the efforts of the priest Antonio Lipolis. For a European church, it is rather young, dating back to 1927, and its facade is quite unique, with its conical domes and whitewashed exteriors. Inside, the church follows a Greek cross floor plan, has stone arches and walls, and is adorned with frescoes by artist Adolfo Rollo. Next up is the Rione Aia Piccola, a much quieter and more authentic area of Alberobello. It is much smaller than Rione Monti and lacks the souvenir shops and hustle bustle from the other side of town. It has around 400 Trulli, many of which are still used as family dwellings as it is a more residential neighborhood. Last but not least, we end our walking tour of Alberobello at Casa D'Amore.
Folks, so you might think that the building behind me is just an ordinary one, but actually it's called Casa D'Amore. It was built in 1797 and it's unique because it's the first of its kind to be built in koto, which means using mortar. As you guys know, the Trullo were normally built by dry stacking stones. So it's the first one to be actually created by using mortar. Check it out.
Thank you so much for watching my video, folks, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more travel inspiration. See you all next time.